Let's begin with breaking news coming in at 5:30 p.m. The Parliamentary panel had met today but did not discuss the issue of bigger pictorial warnings on cigarette packets. Now this, according to the Tobacco Parliamentary panel head Dilip Gandhi. Sources confirmed to headlines today that the Committee on Subordinate Legislation will conduct study tours across the country to take opinion on the tobacco issue. The team will visit Kolkata, Chennai and Port Blair to look at socio-economic aspects of these decisions and talk to stakeholders, and will take some more time to finalize report on tobacco. I want to go across to my colleague Smita, who's getting us the very latest on this parliamentary panel which had met a short while back. Smita, it indeed is shocking that this parliamentary panel which met today refused to address the issue of the pictorial warning.
Well, they seemed to have different agendas as far as, today's meeting schedule was really concerned. Preeti, Dilip Gandhi, we just spoke to him a short while ago, who in fact heads that delegation. And the BD Baron, Shyamcharan Gupta, who reportedly has an annual turnover of around 200 to 250 crores from his BD industry, in fact, gave a miss to this meeting. But what we do learn is, of course, while the panel is taking its own sweet time to finalize its final recommendations, remember the interim recommendations had sought, of course, a slight delay as far as that the 1st April notification is concerned for those increased pictorial warnings. But I also spoke, in fact, to JP Nadda, the health minister. He seemed to suggest that, look, we don't want to disrespect parliamentary proceedings. That is why we are not trying to bypass these parliamentary reports. But having said that, he seemed to suggest that the government will decide the issue based on the merits of the case and that it has already made up its mind to go ahead with it. The question really is about the timing now as to why should the government delay if it does not consider the parliamentary committee report as too serious. Why should it delay further this implementation which should have come into effect on the 1st of April, Preeti?
Smita, can you give us details on what is now that has been, because there seemed to be a larger format of looking at the socio-economic impact of these pictorial warnings. What is it that the panel has recommended?
Well, as far as the interim report was concerned, Preeti, if you look at that report, it in a way sort of tried taking a look at the social implications, saying that, if you increase the pictorial warnings, that there are manufacturers, there are farmers, that it's a huge industry and all these people will be impacted, in fact, socially in an adverse sort of a way. And we also heard, in fact, those comments coming in from somebody like Dilip Gandhi himself, where he seems to suggest that there is no possible evidence, scientific evidence that links really tobacco products to cancer, which created that entire controversy. But that was an interim report. Now, in fact, the panel wants to go and talk to other stakeholders as they formulate.
Now, when does this, Smita, very quickly, when does this culminate? Is there an actual timeline for this report to be filed?
Nobody is willing to give a timeline as of now. Dilip Gandhi clearly says that it's going to be an in-camera proceeding. We cannot comment on the timeline. JP Nadda, though, of course, seems to assure that this will be done at the earliest possible.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Smita. We're going to keep coming back to you for more.